Here we go. It is Tuesday, April the 11th, 2023, and here we are in Tirana, Albania, in the Grand Park. And we're going to flip this around, give you a shot. Rather messy. The Grand Park of Albania and the artificial lake in the background, and everyone's sitting around having a good time as usual, even on Tuesday afternoon. And I was just sitting in the cafe down there having a drink, and it was interesting to watch the service. Guy came along with some really slick looking drinks in nice long stemmed glasses, and he had one like a whiskey glass, and I guess that was raki or some alcohol in it, and he served it together with a little silver bowl and little silver tongs. So believe me, we're in Europe. We are no longer betwixt and between, and not sure if we're in Asia or Europe or the Middle East. This place is 100% European, so it's just great. It's like a homecoming for me. Can't can't say enough about all the feelings I have having missed living in Europe for so many years. So I hope I'm here for a long time. Anyway, I have a feeling of gratitude because the, the three countries, not counting Turkey, that was more like a vacation, but the three countries I've spent periods of time in over the last year: Vietnam, Georgia, and now Albania. And it's interesting and gratifying to live the way I do and get to see these different places and the things they have in common and how they have handled their developing status. So from east to west, Vietnam, Doi Moi, the restructuring was announced in 1985, and then of course took quite a while to kick in and gain momentum. But I was there in the early 90s, and it was really feral. There were no roads, trains, nothing. It was just mass pandemonium in every direction. And then, of course, all that took hold, and things have started to blossom in the last 20 years. And then Georgia is very similar because, excuse me, the old Soviet Union broke up in 1990, and then there was a lot of confusion, and to some degree it still remains today. Is it east or is it west? And I can tell you, having spent 5 months there, it is definitely right in the middle. You see both sides, all sides, and politically speaking, the government does not want to bet everything on the West and the European Union. And so they want to maintain close ties with Russia, which pisses off the proletariat because they want alliance with the West and the prosperity that they think comes with it. They don't want to have anything to do with Russia. But the West can really flip-flop pretty dramatically in a lot of things, and Russia is Russia, and they don't really change too much. So I can kind of see the government's point. Plus, they're taking money from everybody without having to pick sides. Now, that's a dangerous strategy because sometimes you end up with no friends. And so then here in Albania, well, Enver Hoxha, the crazy dictator, died in '85, and then there was a lot of confusion and uncertainty for many years after that. But then we can see as the country opened up, I think they first opened its borders 30 years ago, early 1990, 1991. And since then, people have actually started to have enough to eat and see a future to some degree. And they're no longer living on $180 a year. And not a month, that's a year. Okay, that's 15 bucks a month. Can you imagine trying to eat on that average salary? And now the president, Rama, is promising that by the end of this year it'll be 900 euros a month. And that's to stop the brain drain. because nearly as many people have left Albania as remain here. I think it's about 2.8 million population, and a couple of million have left. So they have a serious issue because Albanians are spread out all over the place, and they all want out. The young people, this generation, if my generation saw light at the end of the tunnel, so we were willing to dig in and work for it. But kids these days, they want it, and they want it now. They're not waiting around for years and years and years for stuff to change. So it's just fantastic, the education that I'm getting, seeing the differences just between these three countries over this past year. And I think I might have found my niche here, and if I have, I won't be going back to Asia, at least not to live for a long time. So there you go, kids, on a Tuesday afternoon.